Getting to Germany has become a lot easier these days, more than it used to be. But that is only if you have the right information. Currently, the entire European countries are loosening up. They are opening up to immigrants more than they used to. And the reason is not far-fetched. The current shortage of labor in the entire region is something all the countries are rising up to the challenges in order to find ways to ameliorate the negative impact to their economy. And Germany in particular is not left out in this. Don't be deceived by these opposing forces. Some disgruntled, or should I say, dark-hearted politicians that sometimes pretend to speak against immigration or allowing immigrants into Europe or into these European countries. Most times they don't actually believe what they say. That is the truth. They say these things sometimes in order to score cheap political points. They well understand that among the voters are people who truly hate immigrants. There's no doubt about that. And just playing into their hands or trying to buy the support of this very negligible number of voters, they try sometimes to cause this destabilizing or some opposing or what you would describe as some form of inconsistency in the policies that emanate from these European countries. But truly, those who truly understand what is going on in these countries know very well the contribution that immigrants are making into the economy of these countries. Germany, for instance, just recently, about a few days ago, a new law was passed that has even made it a lot easier for immigrants to relocate to Germany, not only relocate to Germany, but to settle down in Germany and even obtain German passport and become full-fledged citizens. A lot of red tape has been cut. Most of those stringent and almost impossible requirements have been taken out of the process to make it a lot easier. This tells you how much these people are beginning to understand that most of these things they did in the past are actually the cost of what they are suffering today in terms of shortage of labor, which they cannot find a solution locally within the shores of their own country. This law, I am currently looking into it, I'm studying it, and as soon as I get a definite policy statement from government in terms of how this new law will be implemented and the commencement of the new law, I'm going to bring you information on this channel. I'm going to update you and let you know exactly what those changes are and what you would need to know in order to key in and take advantage of the new regime that the new law is going to set in motion. However, in this current episode, I want to quickly look at what currently exists, what a current process is, how best you can relocate to Germany, settle down, and obtain your PR through what I would call the 4-year rule. So particularly, I will be looking at the following areas. The first steps that you would need to take if you want to relocate to Germany today. Then I'll also be looking at how to obtain resident permit. Thereafter, I will look at how to bring your family to Germany. And finally, I will look at how to become a permanent resident in Germany. Welcome back. And please remember to share this video, especially if you find the content beneficial to you in any way so that others can also benefit from it. Now, let's sit down for the business of the day. The 4-year route begins with first getting a job in Germany. You can search for jobs in Germany and also apply for them right from your home country. You can do this right on this website showing on your screen right now. I will have another briefing that explains in greater details how foreigners living outside Germany can find and apply for jobs in Germany. Remember to subscribe to the channel so that you can receive alert from YouTube when I drop this video. Now also note that you do not only have to look for job online. That is when you are looking for job in Germany. You don't only need to depend on searching online. You can actually go to Germany officially. You can lawfully get a visa that takes you to Germany just for the purpose of finding a job. I have done a video that explains this in detail. I don't know if you have heard about German job seeking visa or German job seeker visa, however you want to describe it. But the website refers to it as German job seeker visa. You can obtain it lawfully from German embassy or consulate in your country. Arrive in Germany, search for job within a particular period, 6 months. During that period, you're expected to get your visa, and thereafter you can settle with. Sorry, you're expected to get a job, and thereafter you're expected to settle with it. Every information you need about German job seeker visa, I've previously discussed in a video which is showing up there. Get it, watch it, and get all information you need. Applying and obtaining German resident permit is naturally the next step that follows when you have successfully gotten a job in Germany. Now, there are three ways that this can happen. That is when you have gotten a job in Germany, going after your resident permit. There are three ways or three routes that brings you to this particular point. The number one is what I said earlier about you going to Germany to physically search for job, moving from one place to the other in Germany, searching for job physically yourself through the German job seeker visa. When you succeed in getting a job, now the law allows you to apply for residence permit. The residence permit comes with work permit, which now allows you to work lawfully anywhere in Germany. That is one route of applying for German residence permit. Then the second route is if you had come into Germany as a student. That I've discussed in another video, how to come into Germany as a student. After finishing your studies, having gotten graduated and gotten your certificate, now you are entitled to apply for residence permit in Germany, which, like I said, also comes with work visa. You can now also lawfully get any job at any level you are qualified and begin your life in Germany. Then the third way is if you were outside, sorry, the third way, yes, is if you were outside Germany as at the time you got the job. Remember, I said the first one is you're already in Germany with German job seeker visa. Number two, you're also already in Germany with student visa and you have graduated. Then number three is you got a job, but you are outside Germany. You are not currently in Germany. You got a job offer online. Then you are also allowed to now apply to obtain your resident permit even before you arrive Germany. You apply for a work permit. It comes with residence permit that allows you to arrive in Germany and then take up the job. For you to get this, you must show evidence that yes, there is a job offer you've gotten from a German company. And not only that you got a German offer, you also need to advance convincing evidence that you have the skills, the wherewithal, the qualifications, prerequisite and necessary qualification for that particular job. So they are not just going to be satisfied that you have a job offer. You also need to further convince them that that job offer you have for that role you're supposed to play when you arrive Germany, you have the necessary skills and qualification to do that job in Germany. When you succeed in convincing the authorities that were entitled to resident permit. Now, you can get resident permit between 1 to 4 years. It's not automatic for everyone. It depends on the job contract you have. If you have a job contract that is less than 4 years, you will get resident permit for that number of years, say for two, for three, as long as your job offer lasts. But the maximum you can get for resident permit is 4 years. After 4 years, you move to the next level, which I'm going to discuss further down this briefing. Now, I need you to note that Germany as a country, if not the entire Western world, they encourage family ties. That I doff my heart for them. They encourage family ties so much. But this is not possible for you until you have gotten your resident permit. The moment you get your resident permit, then you are entitled to apply to bring your family from wherever they are around the world to live with you in Germany. But getting resident permit is not all that matters. That alone does not entitle you to bring your family. There are other requirements that you must meet before you can get visas for your family members, your wife or your husband, and then your children to come to Germany. And note that this will, if in under the new law that they just passed, which I said I'm going to update you subsequently, you will even be allowed to bring your parents to live with you in Germany, not just your immediate family, not only your spouse and your children. You're also allowed to bring your parents. I'm going to update you this as soon as I get definite policy statement from the government stating how the new law will be implemented and the commencement date. Now, let me go into telling you what these other requirements are, which you must advance convincing evidence to convince the authorities that yes, in addition to your resident permit, you have met these other requirements for your family members to join you. Number one is accommodation. You have to show that you have successfully rented an apartment in Germany that offers enough space for your family, and you must have this in place before submitting your visa application. The accommodation where your family members will be staying, you must have it in place. Something sufficient, something good enough for your family, depending on the number or the size of the family. You must have it in place before submitting your application to bring in your family members. Then there is health insurance. You must show that you have adequate health insurance coverage that covers you and your family members, as many as they are. So whatever existing health insurance you had personally acquired for yourself must be expanded to cover your family too. Whatever coverage you had for you alone is not enough. The coverage of the health insurance or whatever policy, arrangement, or contract you have with the insurance company must be expanded to cover as many as your family members are. Then, legal age. As expected, your spouse, that is your wife or your husband, must be an adult of 18 years minimum. Anyone of any age less than 18 years will be considered a minor in Germany. That is common sense. Anybody will understand that. Then, number four is financial capacity. You must show evidence of adequate financial means to independently provide for your family. In other words, your current job or level of income must sufficiently cater for your family needs. You must have a job that pays you well enough to provide whatever the needs of your family would be. These are the basic four requirements you must meet before you can submit the application to bring your family members to Germany. Now, the last thing I'm going to discuss in this briefing is how to become a permanent resident in Germany. Now, every step I have discussed in course of this briefing from the beginning leads us to this particular point. This is the golden moment for any immigrant in any foreign country. By the time you arrive in any foreign country, this is always the target of anyone to get to this point, becoming a permanent resident, not just acquiring resident permit, but becoming a permanent resident, which is what I've shortened as PR. It's a golden moment for any immigrant. It takes away the requirement or the need to renew your resident permit or to acquire visa before you come into the country or you leave the country. It takes a lot of troubles away from your shoulders. Now in Germany, this is a natural follow-up the moment you acquire a resident permit. If you recall, I said it earlier that resident permit is not given for more than 4 years. You can get for something less than 4 years, depending on the contract you have, the kind of employment you have from your employer. You can get for less than 4 years. You can also get for 4 years, but not more than 4 years. The moment your resident permit gets up to 4 years, you're not required to renew it anymore. But if it's less than 4 years, you can continue to renew it until it gets to 4 years. When you get to 4 years, no, you are not required to renew it anymore. At that moment, you are entitled to apply for what they call settlement permit, which is permanent resident in Germany. It's natural. It's a gradual progression, but by the moment you get there, you naturally qualify to acquire this. Though there are certain conditions that you might need to meet, but it shouldn't be of any concern to you at this moment. The moment you've already gotten your resident permit, most other things will follow naturally. Now, this is where I come to the end of today's briefing. I want to believe that you've actually benefited from the information I have shared. If you have, please do like this video and remember to share it so that others can also benefit from it. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do well to subscribe. But if you have, thank you so much for your support.